Good afternoon to all. I am really very much thankful to Sangeeta Lodha and the entire team of WPF for giving me this particular opportunity to speak on this particular occasion on a topic which is really very close to my heart, that's human milk banking. Just like all the team members of WPF who are really very close to me, we are all connecting so nicely through this particular group. And of course, Dr. Shailaja Mane, who is the moderator, she is also a very close friend and colleague of mine. So I am going to tell you something about my journey as well as journey of Human Milk Bank in India. The journey of Human Milk Bank, which we all started from bank up to the van. It was indeed not a very smooth way, lot of turbulence, turmoil and lot of efforts which were taken to start and reach what we have reached today. First, remember that every neonate is born with a hope and a message that God is not disappointed with man. And Ma, at whose breast humanity is nourished and civilization is cultured. So remember, milk from the Human Milk Bank cannot match the mother's own milk. Mother's own milk is the best for the baby, and milk from the Human Milk Bank is just secondary option for the baby. Now, breast milk is a nutritive, emotional and intellectual link between mother and her baby, we all know, and it is impossible to bring about humanization of animal milk no matter whatever is the advancement of technology. Even to the brain, the breast milk stem cells do transfer to organs of offspring. This breast milk stem cell transfer from mother to offspring appears to be more than just a random event, potentially contributing important developmental attributes. Future research must concentrate on how this phenomena can be salvaged medically, for example, to help a preterm infant survive and develop optimally. Now, if you go to the scenario, though we all know that breast milk offers lot of protection to the baby, but still our neonatal mortality, infant mortality, rural as well as urban, we have not reached a single digit number like Sri Lanka. Now, what are the problems for breastfeeding? Now, most of the time it is the overcrowded government hospital. You can see the photo of Sassoon Hospital PNC ward. It's just like a CST terminus station. The lack of trained lactation consultants and counselors, they are not there in the government hospitals and medical colleges. There is a delay in the early initiation of the breastfeeding, mostly because of the atmosphere in the labor room, which is not child friendly. There is a need for having child friendly labor room if at all we want to initiate breastfeeding in the labor room itself. Now, most of the hospitals and the state, they have the policy of discharge within 48 hours for normal delivery. Only Rajasthan government does not follow this rule, and they discharge when the mother is confident to feed the baby on the breast. Lot many misconceptions are there among the general population. The promotion of breastfeeding which has to be done, it is not proper, just like Juhi Chawla advertising Kesh Kanti and her husband is bald. Now, time constraints, passion, patience among the healthcare givers, that is also not there, and that results into lot many problems in breastfeeding. Gender bias, though we are all speaking much more about women empowerment and all, still in many of the states in our country, gender bias is persisting. Mostly the second or the third female child, most of the time is the neglected lot, and the breastfeeding is not practiced. Female feticide is still rampant in our country, and there are many problems for breastfeeding because of gender. Next slide. Now, breastfeeding needs to be glorified and only Bollywood people and other elite class has nowadays started glorifying the pregnancy. Diya Mirza, her extreme preterm baby was fed on milk from the human milk bank. Kareena Kapoor is the first person who started glorifying the pregnancy like anything. But among the common women, pregnancy as such is not glorified and not much importance is given to the mother when she is pregnant. And breastfeeding and advice and counseling for the breastfeeding has to be given right from the antenatal period, which is not practiced in many parts of our country. Now, the WHO UNICEF gave a joint resolution in 1980 where it is not possible for the biological mother to breastfeed. The first alternative, if available, should be the use of human milk from other sources. Human milk banks, therefore, should be available in appropriate situations. Now, go back to previous. What's human milk bank? By definition, it is an institution established for the purpose of collecting, screening, processing, storing and distributing donated human milk that is dispensed to recipients who are not the biological offsprings of the donor mothers. The origin of the human milk bank, it is not new. It is mentioned in our ancient mythology. Yashoda Maya, she was a wet nurse to Devakinandan Gopala, Lord Krishna. Pannadhai was a wet nurse to Raja Udham Singh. The concept of wet nurses was existent right from the 17th century. Now, if you go to the history of milk bank, the first official milk bank was opened in Vienna at the outset of 20th century. In Boston, 1911, another milk bank started. First milk bank in UK in 1937, in USA 1947. After the First World War, formula feeds gained popularity and then only 3 functional milk banks were existing in early 70s. With increasing scientific data supporting the nutritional and immunological superiority of the breast milk, the demand for donated human milk increased and the human milk bank once again gained popularity. Now, worldwide list of the human milk banks, I am given the list. In India, right now as it stands, we have 117 human milk banks. Now, this is a milk bank data of India. Just you have to click and you get an Excel sheet. Now, what are the challenges and the constraints for starting the human milk bank? There is no separate budget allocation as such. Now recently in government of Maharashtra, in government of Rajasthan and in government of Tamil Nadu, the state government has separately allocated a budget, but before that it was not there. Now when it comes through donors, they provide only one-time grant and the annual maintenance contract of the equipment and all then becomes a big problem. We do not have a separate sanctioned staff for the human milk bank. In Rajasthan government, they have created 9 sanctioned posts for working in human milk bank, but in other places it is still not there. Very difficult to get experienced people. Coordination problems are there between hospitals and standalone human milk banks. The running cost of the human milk bank is most of the time not provided in the budget, and for the proper functioning of the human milk bank, 3 departments are essential, that is OBGY, microbiology, pediatrics, and along with that community medicine department. Now if there are any interdepartmental ego problems, then the functioning of the human milk bank is totally paralyzed. There are certain ethical issues like kinship or relations that bar marriage. In some of the communities, it is taken that if the 2 offsprings are getting the milk from the same mother, then they are brother and sister. And so this happened in Bangladesh when human milk bank was started, but the religious leaders stopped functioning of the human milk bank. In Singapore, the problem was there, but then they sorted it out by releasing a Jahir Fatwa, and this particular fact was told to them that who is receiving the milk from the milk bank, that will be told to the parents before they are getting married. So that problem was solved in Singapore. We do not have the hazard analysis and the critical control point certification, HACCP, which is not there right now for our milk banks in India. We are not taking any FDA approval as we are taking it for the blood banks. Now, we consider in India, human milk is considered as a nutritive supplement, but actually milk is a tissue fluid. So, safety issues are many. Now, I will share some of the success stories because challenges will be there for starting any human milk bank. Now, when triplets and twins they are delivered in the hospital, milk from the human milk bank definitely helps them and creates lot of positive vibrations among the students as well as among the donors. These triplets born at JJ Hospital, they were my greatest source of inspiration for starting the human milk bank, and my passion for human milk bank started with these triplets who were born with the birth weight of 800, 750 and 650 grams in JJ Hospital way back in 2001 when I did not have a human milk bank. The mother was very much sensitized, she's Kalyani, and she was telling me that I want to feed all my triplets on breast milk. But one of the baby was getting less, and so she was very pertinent not to give any other feed. So at that time, thanks to Sion Hospital, they mobilized the human milk, and we used to get it from Sion. One of the interns used to bring the milk from Sion for this baby. In fact, literally I should say that I have grown with these triplets. The names were given as Diksha, Divya, Dakshak. Today, as it stands, they are like this. And this is what an intact survival, which I have given to 800, 750, 650 grams by purely feeding them on human milk. No doubt, human milk bank works wonderfully, particularly when you have low birth weight babies in the NICU. Next. This is Prathamesh, a newborn who was found in the garbage in Hadapsar area, Pune, and he was brought to Sassoon Hospital by the police on 15th of February. The baby was in poor condition. The ants had bitten the baby like anything. This is the dustbin where the baby was thrown. The baby was given the name again Prathamesh by our staff and the residents, and milk from the human milk bank was provided. In BJ Medical College in the NICU, we have a separate cradle for all these abandoned babies. We call them Le Kamcha Ladka, Le Kamchi Ladki, our pretty child. And we take care, feed them with the human milk from the milk bank, and Prathamesh is discharged and adopted from orphanage. At present, he is in New Zealand with his adopted parents undergoing education. Of course, the credit goes to the milk from the human milk bank apart from all other care which was provided in the NICU. Our greatest source of inspiration and our pioneer for the milk bank in India, we cannot forget Armida Fernandez madam, my friend, philosopher, guide, guru, everything for all of us, and she was the initiator for starting the first human milk bank in Asia at LTMG Hospital, Sion, way back on 27th November 1989. The IYCF chapter and the HMB Association of India has now decided to celebrate this date as National Human Milk Bank Day. After Madam, the first human milk bank in government medical colleges in Maharashtra was of course initiated and started by me at JJ Hospital, and no doubt Armida Fernandez Madam inaugurated the second milk bank also. Again, because of my all the work which I had done in the government setup, I was transferred to BJ Medical College, and there again we started a human milk bank on 19th of November, and we got the donation from Bank of Baroda to start the human milk bank. From the milk bank, we reached up to the level of milk van. This was also mobilized by the Rotary Club of Pune, and our innovation for milk collection gave us a BMJ award for best maternal and child health practices in August 2017. Now, very proud to say that till date, van at BJMC was the first in India, the state of the art and first of its kind, but now we have a second van in India at Amravati, which was recently inaugurated, and they have also started this milk collection van at PDMMC Amravati. Now, when you plan a comprehensive lactation management, nowadays we say CLMC rather than human milk bank. Phase 1 is the medical college with NICU. Phase 2 will be the district hospitals, and at the district hospital with large STH and functional SNCU, you can have lactation management units, and all the delivery points there should be a lactation support unit. This is the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India guidelines. Now, prerequisite for a health facility to establish lactation management center. You have a written policy on breastfeeding, which is very important. Must practice early breastfeeding for all deliveries, irrespective of normal, assisted deliveries and cesarean section deliveries. Must practice the policy of rooming in of the babies and must not separate babies from mothers at any point of time. Must provide IYCF counseling at each contact with mother-newborn diet like ANC, postnatal ward, and during neonatal follow-up and during the routine immunization. Practice only breastfeeding and no artificial feeds for sick babies, preterm babies, low birth weight babies, babies with cleft palate, and HIV mothers. It should have full-time neonatologist or pediatrician, dedicated staff for lactation management, which is essential for CLMC. Must have laboratory facility for testing for hepatitis B, syphilis, VDRL, and HIV 1 and 2. Team visit made to already established and functional lactation management centers in the country. No public health facility should be allowed to establish lactation management center if they lack efforts on promoting and practicing breastfeeding. I was transferred to BJ Medical College in 2008, but it took me almost 5 years to start a human milk bank because the breastfeeding practices in BJ Medical College at that time was not at all up to the mark. So first we increased our breastfeeding practices, and then 5 years time we took, and then afterwards we could start the human milk bank in BJ Medical College. Must be compliant with the provisions of IMS Act and must not indulge in promotion of artificial infant formula feed. Now, what is the minimum prescribed bed strength? 20 bedded NICU along with SNCU for establishing CLMC and 12 bedded SNCU for establishing LMU. Must have high case load of sick newborns. Hospital should have dedicated refrigerator for storing human milk at the SNCU, should have provision for admitting mothers of outborn babies close to the NICU and adequate space. For the guidelines say 350 square meter to 160 square meter. Recently we have revised the guidelines. It's going to be published in the IAP, and now it is around 500 square meter, which we have increased, and it should be close to NICU or SNC. Now budget, when it comes for the CLMC, separate budget allocation is there. This is for SNCUs. Even in Maharashtra, you have got this particular allocation. Next. Total budget as such goes around to 47 lakhs 87,400. All things are included in this, and one-time cost is there. Now, what are the 6 basic steps for a CLMC? First is the screening of donor mothers, second is the milk collection, then processing of donated human milk, pre-pasteurization, storage, pooling and then pasteurization, testing of the donor human milk, then storage of pasteurized donor human milk and then free dispensal of the milk. Now what is the donor selection criteria? Healthy and well nourished mothers. There should not be any evidence of tuberculosis or other infectious diseases, normal on physical examination, HIV, VDRL, hepatitis B. This is usually done in the antenatal period in all the government setup and it should be negative. There should not be any hepatitis, not receiving any blood transfusions and not on any medications which is contraindicated while breastfeeding like chemotherapy, radiation, etc. Last but not least, and the first and the foremost thing is that mother should be eager and willing to donate. That is something which is very important. Just because it is a human milk bank, it's not at all a compulsion for the delivered woman to donate the milk as such. What are the components? This is the BJ Medical College Human Milk Bank, old one. Now we have shifted to the new place. There is a processing room, collection room, and the collection room should be there in the PNC ward, in the immunization center, in the pediatric OPD also if it is possible. You can have a collection center. Equipments, very simple equipments are there. Pasteurizer, various pasteurizers are available in the market. The stir-free pasteurizers and many pasteurizers are there. Now lot of upgradation has also been done on these pasteurizers. We use a hot air oven for sterilization of the utensils. There has to be a fridge and an ice line refrigerator or a deep freezer maintaining at -20 degrees centigrade and manual and electronic breast pumps. Manpower. Ideally, you require a sister in charge, a staff nurse. In medical colleges, you have junior resident, interns and attendant for cleaning purposes. Very important is the area has to be maintained very clean and so you need to have a very dedicated attendant. Just like OT, we have to maintain this particular area and so cleanliness staff is very, very important. Let me tell you very frankly, in Sassoon Hospital, in the beginning when we were not provided with the cleaning staff, my NICU staff sisters and I have myself cleaned the milk bank many times and we have taken care of and then we got the staff. Counseling for collection is very important. You need to have a very dedicated, devoted and committed sister. These are all the electronic breast milk pumps which can be used for collection. With this, the collection becomes very easier and in the hospitals most of the time mothers have engorgement of the breast and through the pumps the engorgement is relieved very nicely and many times in the hospital mothers have got a feeling that the milk donation is for relieving the engorgement. And they don't have that much sanctity which is attached to the donation, many of them not even understand. And that's why when the mothers are there in the hospital, donation of the milk is okay. But then after going to their homes, once again coming back and donating the milk, that list of the donors is very less. You need to have a very dedicated attendant. I should pay salutations to this mama of mine from JJ Hospital who used to come after his NICU duty hours to do the cleaning of the milk bank. He used to say that, madam, this area is very clean, so I have worked in NICU, I will go home, take bath and then come back once again. And he did the cleaning for me for such a long time. That's why I always show his picture whenever I am delivering the lecture on human milk banking. Now, once you have started the milk bank, you have started the collection, you have started giving it to the baby, people have understood the advantages of the milk bank, but then in the last 15 years, this milk has been transferred from just an embodied food substance into a very tradable commodity. What we are facing today is the commercialization and the commodification of the human milk, which has been rapidly going on. Breastfeeding has become a politicized public health issue with its own biopolitics. In India, Neolacta Life Sciences Private Limited, that was incorporated on 12th April 2016. It registered as a company whose main activity is the manufacture of dairy products. Its output is classified in class 0121, which relates to the production of raw milk. All of Neolacta's output are human milk based nutritional products. It's the only commercial human milk processor in Asia. More recently, two not-for-profit private sector milk banks have opened in Delhi and Bengaluru. These are the Amara milk banks. As per national guidelines on lactation management centers in the public health facilities, donation should be done freely and voluntarily without any monetary benefits to the donor, and with an understanding that the donated milk may be used to feed the baby of another mother admitted in the hospital free of any cost. So human milk donation is free, no financial transaction. Beneficiary, it has to be supplied free. This is the guideline. But very shocking is some men are now drinking breast milk to build muscles. In some countries, human milk is used for manufacturing cosmetics, acne cream, immune booster chocolates because of the high immunological property of cholesterol. The bodybuilder JJ Tenor attributes the reason behind doing so to get the best nutrition, explaining that eating like a growing baby will help him get fit. Why, if I want to grow and be the best that I can, I am going to eat like a baby. This is what he says. So milk, which is meant for a baby, is being used by adults too. There is a need to focus upon license for opening with renewal policy for human milk bank, legislation of total processing of human milk bank, legal impact bill to be passed against misuse of human milk, punishable act if used other than for feeding the newborn, drafting a bill for legislation and regulation for HMB, that is the need of the hour, with 98 function, with the almost now 117 functioning CLMCs in India. Recently, notification has been issued, that just a circular which has been given that milk should be utilized for the baby only and commercialization should not be allowed and all, but there are no clear-cut guidelines in that, so I am not showing that circular at all. Stringent laws should be enacted urgently to stop the commercialization of donor human milk. Step in and act needed from all stakeholders, including Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, Indian Academy of Pediatrics, National Neonatology Forum, Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India, Fempedicon Group and Women's Pediatric Forum, IAP Women's Wing, and Federation of Obstetric and Gynecological Societies. All of us have to come together and we should be in a position to pass a bill and bring stringent laws. Of course, let us see the result on 4th of June and go again to press our demands to have a proper legislation and regulation for human milk banking. Dream is not what you see in sleep. It's something which doesn't let you sleep. I like this particular sentence of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Our journey of human milk bank in India also began with a one step taken by Armida Fernandez Madam way back in 1989, and now we have reached the level of 117 milk banks in India, taking total inspiration from only one step of Armida Fernandez Madam. What you get after doing all these efforts, at least for me, I am very happy and proud that I received the standing ovation for my talk at LAMCON. I received international recognition, and I am the global and the task force expert committee member for human milk banking in India and abroad. So definitely, if you put your efforts, you receive something and you achieve many things. Lastly, breastfeeding at its best. This is a Bishnoi woman in Jodhpur. this LMC or a human milk bank. If an animal can feed on the mother's breast, why not another baby whose biological mother is unable to feed the baby? And so every baby has got the right to receive, if not its mother's own milk, then definitely milk from the human milk bank. Thank you all once again for giving me this particular opportunity to speak about the topic which is very close to my heart. Once again, I am really overwhelmed for all the opportunity and all the blessings of all my seniors. Thank you very much.